Hey, hi everyone. We'll just start in a minute. So just bear with us for a minute.
Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Hi Prabir, hi Syed. Guys, could you please turn on your cameras?
Hi, Kinjal.
Hi Prabir,
Everyone.
it's lovely seeing you. Syed, are you there?
Yep.
Yes. Hi, all good?
Yep. Doing great.
Hey, hi Karan.
Hi guys.
All right. So we would be starting with our AMA session with our esteemed alumni, Prabir and Syed. Okay, so before we start, I would like to know about your journeys. Okay, so Prabir, let's start with you. Could you please tell us about yourself and your journey?
Sure. Okay. So, first, very good morning to all of you. And I, myself, Prabir Debnath. Okay, I am from Calcutta. And I have passed out in 2000, uh, 2006. Okay. And I have 14 years of experience in industry. And I was not able to grow in my industry. And during COVID-19 crisis, I left my job. Okay, as there was a huge reduction in the salary. And one of my friends suggested Alma Better at the time. Okay, and their plan and return package. So I was it was actually needed at the time. Okay. So I started here in 2021 April, okay, and from there I completed the course in 1 year. Okay, and the best part of the thing that for last 14 years I was completely out of touch of any type of coding. Okay, and so it was really tough for me to take that again, and but due to the very good course curriculum of Alma Mater, it became easy. Okay, and I became fond of Python, and I fall in love in Python. Okay, so I started practicing Python every day, and I spent huge time on that. Okay, uh, but when I entered in Alma X program, it was really amazing. Okay, so I got the interaction with many of the industry experts. Okay, and the mentors are really good. Okay, and I got a good friend circle among us. I continued to learn. Okay, and I started creating different project on my own. Okay, after that also I was not able to get job. Okay, I mean after completing Alma's program, I was not able to get job since they are not at Alma Beta team was not able to accommodate me because of my huge experience in the industry. But finally, when I got job after around 5 months of joining Alma's program, it was really good. Okay, I got around 5 times that my salary. Okay, so
Oh, that's
it was
brilliant.
yes. So it was really good. Okay, and I now I'm working in Futura, part of Accenture, as a consultant in industrial AI. Okay.
That is amazing. That is simply amazing. Really loved hearing about your journey. Sayed, could you please tell us about your journey?
Sure. First of all, That was great to hear, Prabir. And it was a great inspirational story, I would say.
True
My
that.
story is, I would say, completely the opposite. I was the youngster, I was the fresher, whereas he was the experienced guy. So, just telling about myself, academically, I completed my graduation last year, to be precise, September of last year. And my interest in data science picked up when I was in my fifth semester, when one of my teachers recommended me to take up data science. I was in my coding class when one of my teachers, computer teachers, she was like, "You're good with numbers, you're good in maths, you're good in computer science, coding. Why don't you try data science? It's a good field. It's a rewarding field, promising field." Until then, I knew nothing about data science. I just heard it as a buzz term that was around the market. So yeah, that is when I entered into the field of data science. I took up a small course on YouTube and also Coursera, which is a very small course, like very basic. And then I had a friend who had a startup company called A. Creations. I joined him as an intern data scientist. And then I was there for about 6 months, which is when I realized that I needed formal training in data science to do anything great. So in probably July of last year, I was looking around for courses. I looked around for like probably 15 days. I looked around for many courses, which is when I came across Alma Better. But the reason I chose Alma Better is because of their comprehensive syllabus. As I always say, Alma Better has everything that requires you to be a great data scientist. If you go to different courses might have fully surface level topics like they touch upon supervised learning, unsupervised learning, deep learning. But then in Alma Better, what happens is we go into the depths. Like, for example, if you're talking about deep learning, you go into depths of RNNs, ANNs. You're talking about machine learning, you go into the depths of like topics like collaborative filtering, time series learning, everything. So you go into the depths, you just don't stay on the surface. And each topic, which is kind of a subtopic or a sub-mention in other courses, has a complete, R or two content in Alma Better, which is what attracted me towards Alma Better. And then they also had the option of fast track course, which I really wanted. Since I had graduated, I was about to graduate. I was nearing my graduation, my exams. So I thought I wouldn't be able to take up the course immediately, but I had bought the course and I started doing the course in around after my exams, which is September. In September, I started doing the course. I took up the fast track course, which is we had pre-recorded sessions, and I just went through it as soon as possible. I spent around 6 hours per day on the course every day, and luckily, thankfully, I was able to complete the course within 4 months. And I gave my Almax interview in December, I think. Yeah, but in December there were no Almax batches, so I had to wait till January. So 1 month was lost over there. But then that's cool. Yeah, after 2 months, yeah, from January to March, yeah, 2 months of Almax training, after completing which I was ready to face my interview, my first ever interview, my formal first ever interview, because I had other interviews like with my friends, things of those sort. But my first ever formal interview was with Alma Better. And my first interview through Alma Better was with this company called as Ganthan, through which I got placed, thankfully. And now I'm at the same company as a business analyst, which I'm really grateful for. I did not believe in my wildest dreams that I would crack my first interview ever, but all thanks to my teammates, which were there in my Almax journey, my teachers, my mentors, all the team at Alma Better, and myself too. I worked really hard for it. Yeah. So that is a bit about myself.
Awesome. Amazing. Amazing. Like both your journeys are really inspiring. Like two different journeys, they're entirely different from each other, but then really inspiring, right?
Exactly. Yes.
All right, all right, all right. So I would like to ask, like, how exactly, like, how much time you were investing every single day to study? It will be really helpful for our students to understand how you were studying, what you were going through, and what was your mantra to study to crack all the interviews?
Prabir, do you want to go
Yes,
first?
sure. Okay.
Great.
So I was waking up at around 4:30 every day. Okay, in the morning. Okay, so because of my other things to do in as a as I have my family. Okay, with me. So I have so many things along with my study. So apart from that, I used to spend minimum 4 hours a day. Okay, and mainly in the morning and in the evening also in some cases. But the main focus was practicing every day. Okay, so whatever I learned every time I open my pull up notebook every time. Okay, so all the time I have coding. Okay, anything. Okay, small starting from very small things. Okay, I started. And I started to record everything, each and everything I learned from day one at Alma Beta. I started to record everything because computer science was a completely different topic from my subject and my experience. So I started to record everything, small things. And finally, after 6 months, it took a long time to catch it. After 6 months, it became little easy for me because I have everything in my record with in Excel. I recorded everything in Excel, and finally, at around after 9 or 10 months, I published a Python library based on all of my learnings because everything was recorded, and it was I named it as Zona, okay, data reader of new age. Okay, so and I started to uh, publish new revisions on that. Okay, and still now I am working on that. Today also, whatever I am learning, I record everything. Okay, so that practice I keep. Okay,
Great.
that's the thing.
That's a very helpful suggestion. When you note down everything, it's kind of becomes your journal. So you
Absolutely,
can
absolutely, yeah,
go back and refer to it at any point of time. So that's a wonderful suggestion.
absolutely.
Great. Okay. Yes, Sayed, would like to
Yep.
hear.
That was really great from Prabir. The more I listen to him, the more I'm inspired by him. He wakes up at
Thank you, thank
4:30 in the
you.
morning to study. Oh God. I was not such, in a mood of dedication, but then I used to wake up around 7, 8, and then I used to start studying because, as I mentioned already, I had graduated and I had nothing else to do with my time except I had different internships with other companies, online companies. I had to work from home. So I had a lot of time, ample of time at my hand. So I started study. Usually, my usual day went like this. I used to study from 9 to around 4, 4:30, which included of like completing 2 hours, two content. There are different videos on different topics. So I used to
Mhm.
choose 2 topics and complete those 2 topics. And as Alma Better has a very good curriculum where they teach you a topic and then give you some examples and then give you a test which you have to pass to go to the next topic. So
Correct.
yeah, I used to spend some time. First of all, spend time on the video, and then the examples, the notebooks that they have. I used to read those notebooks. I used to note it down. As Prabhi said, I had a journal of mine where I didn't really maintain an Excel, but I just noted down in a book. But that was really helpful. I used to maintain where few points, where key points where lecturers mentioned this is very important. This might help you in your career. I used to mention the timestamp in the video where that is mentioned. Some few examples. I used to do that. Like so, the videos used to be for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So I used to spend around 3 hours with the video and probably 1 hour with the notebook, the examples, and then half an hour for the test. So I used to do two of these. So I would be done by 4:30. I mean, including lunch, I would be done by 4:30. And then I used to go about my day as usual. And at night before sleeping, I used to go through one Kaggle notebook, which helped me a lot. I would say it was really beneficial. It was suggested by Vikash Srivastav, the lecturer. Even though I was in the pre-recorded session, I feel like they taught me personally. That is how engaging they were. So yeah, that was really helpful. That was my schedule every day. Before sleeping, I had to complete one notebook, one Kaggle notebook. And I won't say that I did this every day, there were setbacks. They were like, come on, let's not do it today. But then, majority of days I did this, and this is what helped me crack an interview as soon as possible. No one expected. I think, yeah, I didn't expect it. People might have expected from me, but my teachers might have expected from me, but I didn't expect it for myself that I would clear my first interview ever. So yeah, this is what helped me a lot. And this is, I think, I would say that consistency is key as usual. It might sound like, yeah, he's just taking up a big bus term, but then consistency is the key, which you can also see in Alma Better. It is a rigorous program. It is a rigorous program. So yeah, that was my regime, and that should help.
Awesome. Amazing. Great, great, great. Really inspiring, actually. Okay, so let's move to Almax for a bit. Like, I would like to understand, how did you prepare for Almax?
Yes, Angel, in Almax, actually, Almax is really, really good. Okay, because they take care of everything. Because earlier I had no LinkedIn profile, so there are so many just exceptional things, because generally people maintain LinkedIn profile. So I didn't have any LinkedIn profile. I was not up to date with the requirement of the market. Okay. So they make me understood about the requirements. Okay. Earlier my resume was of 5 pages. Okay. So it became 1 page, and how to make it, because in the first day the mentor was so much angry on my resume. Okay. So he just told me anything. Okay, so but I took the feedback of, as a constructive way. Okay, and on the second day I improved it. Okay, slowly my resume has become very strong. My LinkedIn profile has become extremely strong. Okay, so everything has become strong slowly. So all credit goes to Almax program. Okay, and they take care of each and every parts for a candidate which is required for an interview. Okay, and also the English communication skill, everything. Okay, so they take care of everything what is required. Okay? Because they know the market, they know the candidate, they analyze the candidate individually. Okay, because I entered Alma Better due to their strategy that learn, you have to learn fast, and then you have to earn, then you have to return. So the course obviously will be genuine. Who has the confidence to place me? Okay, so that course will be genuine, because I didn't search anything about Alma Better. Okay, in internet, just my friend suggested that, and I entered. Okay, I enrolled. Okay, so that's the thing. So the motto, the strategy is the confidence, was the confidence for me, and Almax program really grew me well. Okay, and also when the thing I would like to mention that just within 3 months after joining, now I am here 6 months. I have completed 6 months in this company, and after joining 3 months, I got increment. Okay, so it was really good. Okay, so that the grooming was so strong, so I am able to maintain it now. Okay, and I am confident that I will grow really high. Okay, so that's the
Um, great. But Prabir, how did this was really insightful, but I would also like to understand, how did you prepare for Almax? Like, what were the strategies that you applied, and how did you study? What did you do to enter Almax?
absolutely. So the thing is that if we have a dedication that will improve every day, every moment. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, in every moment, if we improve at least 1%, okay, then that journey will become very easy. Okay, so that's the thing. So we need to maintain the improvement. Okay, and we need to have the dedication for that. That's the only thing Alma Better wants from us. So I understood that. Okay, I so keep that improvement on, and there are so many assignments. Okay, everything. Okay, so all the things I need to complete. So every day, whatever the assignment is there, so I used to complete all the things on time. Okay, and try to be among top. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, because every time people will take from the top. Okay, so that's the thing. So it was my simple thing. Everyone should want that. Okay, so they should try to be on the top. Okay. So that's the thing I tried every day. I improve every day.
Amazing. Great, great, great. So inspiring hearing you both. It's really insightful, and I'm sure it is going to help our students a lot. Yes, Sayed.
Of course. Yeah, as I already said, I'm being totally inspired right now, feeling like going into Almac again. uh, Talking about how I prepared for Almacs, Almacs, as soon as I hear about Almacs, I start getting interesting. It starts really, amazing for me because what Almacs has done for me is really great. First of all, because as I already mentioned, that I had taken the pre-recorded sessions, which was a lonely path. I just had we of course had AMA sessions from teachers and events like those, but then every day was a struggle because you had to motivate yourself. In the in the pro life class, what happens is you get reminders from teachers that you have a class today, you have an assignment to do today, things like that. But on my side, in the pre-recorded session, you had to motivate yourself, you had to
Correct.
go through everything by yourself, and you didn't have any classmates. So that was a disadvantage to an extent, I would say, but an advantage when I wanted to complete it as soon as possible. That is why I don't recommend it to people who are not, who can't motivate themselves. If you can motivate yourself, please go with it. It's the best course available, the pre-recorded session. If not, if you need someone to motivate you to study, if you need someone to remind you every day that you have a class today, please go with the live section. So yeah, how I prepared is since I had no classmates, I had to reach out to our alums at that time. I scourged through LinkedIn to search for our alums. I messaged them constantly, and they were really good enough, kind enough to reply back to me. And then they told me strategies that they used to clear the interviews. I was really panicked about the interview. I was like, what if I don't clear it? What if I don't clear it? And I got this lecturer. I'm not really I'm forgetting his name, but he was one of the lecturers who asks the most drilling questions ever. He was such a lecturer, and he was famous in the lecturers at Alma Betel. When I met my teammates, my classmates at Almax, I got to know that he was one of the toughest lecturers to clear. So yeah, I'm really proud to say that I cleared an interview took by him. So yeah, but strategies I used is I went through basic interview questions. I went through all the notebooks that were given to me by Alphabet. As I mentioned, I had my notes. I just went through all the notes, and then I went through a few sample questions that were available on the internet. Not too deep, but just a basic understanding of them. And then, yeah, that was one mistake that I did, just having a basic understanding of everything, which is why that lecturer that I mentioned drilled me a lot. What he does is he asks you a question. Well, his questions go really well. Now, I would say that my competence when I was appearing for the Almax interview was around 50% or maybe 40%. But after I cleared that interview and when I was ready to face my first interview ever, my competence went up to 80% or 85% just because of him. Otherwise, I would have just stick to that strategy of preparing for basic level understanding of each and every concept that is available on the internet. What he did was he went the unusual way, which is not the usual case. Everyone used to ask, when I've heard different people tell me what their questions in the Almax interview were, and they're very pretty basic, just part by part, different topics. But this sir, what he did is he asked me a question, and then whatever I answer, follow-up question, and then follow-up question, and then follow-up question. I could answer only about three of them. First of all, what he did, well, he was really great. The amount of respect and admiring I have for him is completely on a different level. What he did is he first asked me normal basic questions, around five of them. And since I answered very fast, I was really prepared for that interview, answered them fast. Then he went to drill. He went, Chalo, let's ask this question. Let's ask this question. He told me frankly, Chalo, you have passed the interview, but I still want to ask you questions. Are you prepared for it? I was like, yes, sir. That motivated me a lot. That is what causes the admiration to go up. of course, he could have been like, your interview is done, please go. He could have done that, but he wanted to touch upon my skills. He wanted to make me realize what I lack. So yeah, that was one great thing that happened. So yep, just maybe preparing through my notes. Notes is key. If you don't make notes, you won't remember anything. भाई आपने अगर 120 वीडियो देख ली, वो नोट्स नहीं है, तो आप कैसे पता करोगे कहाँ कुछ था, मतलब where did you learn this topic, where did you learn this topic, which point was mentioned in which video, कुछ नहीं पता चलेगा. So I think notes is very key. You have to maintain your notes. If you don't maintain your notes, there is some hope for you, because Alma Beta themselves, they provide a Google Colab which has everything that teachers teaches. So सब कुछ रहता है, but personal notes I think are the best when you are trying to prepare for something. So notes and questions on the internet and advice from my seniors, the alums. That is what I use to prepare for the alumni.
All right. Great. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Perfect, actually. So yes, since, okay, you both were in alumni, so like, I'm sure you made a lot of friends. Like, do you have any fun stories that you would like to tell us?
Go ahead, Prabir.
I think for me that fun story I'm not able to tell, but I enjoyed the learning. Okay, actually I enjoy learning so many things, and the learning of the coding and the combination of Python and Excel I really love. Okay, so whatever the thing I want to create, okay, because I love to draw, I love to paint. Okay,
Okay.
so and so that's the thing I love to create. Okay, so when I got the chance to create without any investment, okay, so that was really amazing thing. Okay, so anytime I can create anything within just 5 minutes or with some hours. Okay, so that's the most beautiful thing I was enjoying. Okay, because I love enjoying also some creating some crafts. Okay, so we design some artwork. So I love artwork more than engineering. Okay, so, so that's the thing. I wanted to become artist. Okay, so so that's another thing which is giving me the enjoyment here. Okay, the chance of creating something without investment and with a very less time. So that's the
Alright.
thing. So that's the actual fun. Okay, for me.
Alright.
So now also I'm creating. Now I'm trying to create some stock price prediction model. Okay, so that, and also I want to apply my model for my investment. So that's the thing. So I'm creating now. So every time I work on my own project apart from company's project. That's my enjoyment.
Okay. Yes, Adnan, did you make friends here at Alma Better? Any fun experiences or any experiences that you would like to share? Any stories that you would like to tell our viewers?
Any? Can't I share all of them?
Yes, please go ahead. You have all the time.
God.
Please go ahead.
As I already said, I mean, I've been mentioning it many times. The pre-recorded session was my way of go to the normal course. So I had no friends over there. But once I entered Almax, the total journey changed. I was expecting pretty much the same, we'll just be learning. But then Almax turned out to be really different from my expectations. I met a lot of amazing guys, a lot of cool guys who were actually going through the same path that I was going through, who were actually interested in data science, who actually wanted to do something data science. And I got around 8 guys in my batch, which were the best guys I could have ever met, and my champion too. As you know, Alma Better has this concept of champions. When you're an Alma X, they pair you up a group, they pair you up with a champion that is who's an alum, who's already passed out through the same process. So we could relate to him a lot. And my champion was Jatin. He lives in Noida. He's one of the most amazing dudes I've ever met. He's the best, I would say. So yeah, it was really amazing. The friends are really amazing. I made a couple of friendships over there, which were like, I still talk to them. I still
Oh,
have their number. I still talk to them. We have plans of meeting out, but they've not materialized. But yeah, I'm sure they will soon. And yeah, as I can't really tell you how amazing the journey was just because of these friends. It was sometimes, some days it was really frustrating because of all the interviews, because of all the learnings. You're not in your best of moods every day. Some days you just want it to be laid off. Some days you just want it to be cool. But then these friendships actually helped me go through that phase. कि चलो ठीक है कर लेते हैं, it's fine. Sometimes your assignment does not perform as well as you want it to. Sometimes you don't clear. We have tests every week. We call it do select tests. Do select tests. Still reminds me of the horror. Anyways, yeah. So some weeks, the first week it was a horrible mess. We could not clear. We could clear it, but not with great marks. So that was really, it didn't really feel well. It didn't really feel good for us. Yeah, what are we cleared alumni interviews, we're doing this but not able to do this. That is the level of you know thought and knowledge alma better expects from you, but then that's all cool because that needs to be done. But as a student sometimes you expect कि चलो ठीक है, इतना tough question क्यों दे दिया so those days were quite difficult, but my friends helped me through it. So one of the most amazing friends alma better has given me. And yep, also to mention this, the mentors are also like your friends. I got two mentors, they were not at all acting as my seniors. They were just acting as my colleagues, as my teammates. कि चलो हाँ ठीक है, what do you need? What help do you need? You can do this, you can do that. ये क्यों कर रहे हो? ये करो. Everyone was supportive at every point of time. So I won't say I just made friends in the name of my, my batchmates or my group mates, but I made friends in my mentors, in my champions, in form of my teammates, everyone, because it's all a collective effort. Everyone wants you to become good at data science. Everyone wants you to be placed. Everyone wants you to go ahead in the spectrum of data science. So it's all collective effort, which is really good. So I made a lot of friends, and yeah, I do have plans on meeting them, which I soon will materialize.
Hopefully soon.
Yes, hopefully soon.
Great. Okay, so Adnan and Prabir, what's your when before joining this organization, before your job and after your job, what is the change that you can see in your lifestyle?
Oh, absolutely.
Prabir, please answer first. I'm really excited about this question. I'm just joking. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So actually, there is a huge change. Okay, from because during that course, it was a really tough journey for me. Okay, uh, because of my lot of responsibilities. Okay, and there was a huge financial pressure. Huge. Okay, so from that and now I got a huge hike. Okay, so and got my expected job. Okay, what I wanted, my expected field, everything is really good now. Okay, so I can't express the change. Okay, so it's a huge change. Okay? So drastic change has happened. Okay. So really good.
So you're really grateful and happy in your life right now, right? Like, amazing. Great. Okay, Adnan, over to you. You were really excited.
Yep.
Answer.
Yes. This question is dear to my heart. The changes that I've seen in myself. So yeah, the first major change would be, of course, as a teenager, as a young graduate, what happens is you're living off on your parents' pocket money, and then suddenly you go to a high-paying job, like a good high-paying job, which is a major difference. Now I feel, I'm doing something in life. So that was one of the major changes. I switched up real fast, and I didn't really have time to feel the transition, but it was really good. It felt really good. It was really amazing. So that was one major change. Next, I would say that I have become a data-oriented person more in life too. Everything I want, everything I do is becoming data-based. Everything I think about is becoming data-based. My decisions are becoming data-based.
That's nice.
Even when I go to buy, this might sound petty, but even when I go to buy groceries in the market, I'm thinking, ये कितना है, वो कितना है. Earlier, I didn't used to do it. अच्छा चलो किसी एक के पास गए उसने ले लिया. But now I'm like, चलो let's compare this vendor with that vendor. Who's getting the cheapest? Who's doing this? Who is doing that? Everything, each of my arguments now. I used to have a lot of political arguments earlier as well, but now it goes. My arguments go with data. My thinking goes with data. So that is one. It has a good part and a bad part to it too. The bad part is not really bad, not really disadvantageous, but I would say it pulls you back sometimes. So what I'm talking about is when you become a data-oriented person, you want data before you make decisions. So sometimes that habit of yours can make you hold yourself from making decisions like abruptly or directly. But that's also a good point because it does not let you go into ruins. So yeah, that has been one major change. And also when I went through this course, my take on studying, my take on learning something new has completely changed. I've earlier I used to think, yeah, I'm a big shot, chalo theek hai, I'll do everything easily. But then when I joined Alma Mater, I met so many intelligent people, so many well-informed people that I was like, nahi bhaiya, aap to bahut niche hai, ab karna hai. So I was really motivated. Seeing their level, I was like, I have to work hard a lot. There's still a very long way to go. So that was one major change also. And yeah, apart from having the data-oriented habit, the good lifestyle feeling, and the change in my way of getting knowledge, change in my way of wanting to get knowledge, that has changed. I know my friends who right now I'm a business data analyst, and I know my friends who are in core data science roles, core machine engineering roles. So I want to learn that as well. So yeah, that has made me Alma Mater. I don't know why. I want to sue Alma Mater, but these guys have made me want everything. I want to learn everything. I don't know, but yeah, because it's really interesting. You go into something, you feel like you know it, but you don't really know it. There is a lot to it too, and not just one particular concept. There's a lot to it, and you have so many different angles to look at it, so many different perspectives to look at it, so many different implementations where you can use it for. So these are things where Alma Mater has completely changed me, at least in tech. So yeah.
Great, great. It was actually motivating, Adnan. It was actually motivating.
Yeah. I hope it is. At least to few of this podcast or this live session, whatever you call it, would be really great if at least one of the participants listening, picks up an interest in data science, does his or her best in gaining knowledge in this field. I would feel that it is a complete success.
Amazing.
Even if one participant does it, it's a great success.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so Prabir, Syed already spoke about his motivation. I would like to understand what was your motivation?
Yes, Angel, my motivation was mainly the topic, mainly the subject, because I was in plant data analysis. Okay, so it was since it was a small part of my daily job role. Okay, earlier, so I love the analysis, and it was the main motivation also because when I entered here, so I have found that this is the field I actually wanted to come. Okay, I didn't knew that, but I wanted to come inside myself, or I can go, or I can enjoy. Okay, so that's the thing. So the field itself is my motivation. Okay.
All right, all right, all right. Acha, Prabir and Syed, is there any particular message that you would like to give our viewers?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I was just waiting for that. Okay. So one thing at I so because this is the thing I just every time is whenever I speak to people, I tell one thing, because in my future I want to be a very good teacher. Okay, because the person who is expert in training and testing a machine. Okay, so every time data scientists train a model and test a model. Okay, and we also build different machine learning models, and it is called artificial intelligence. Okay, and this intelligence is based on human intelligence, how human being thinks. Okay, so a data scientist who can train a machine, who has he has also the ability to train human being. Okay, because just a small tuning is required. Okay, small understanding of life is required. Okay, so that he can train human being. Okay, because human being also thinks in a similar way. Only thing is the love. Okay, machine can't love, we can love. Okay, so that's the main difference between human being and a machine. Okay. So the message what I want to convey, that is one technique. Okay, that how to improve your skill is important. See, when a singer sings a song, if you closely observe, many times he closes his eyes, okay, his or her eyes, okay, to hear properly, okay, whatever he is singing, and also to concentrate, okay. So when we close our eyes, we can hear more. We can see that sometimes when we taste something with our tongue, we also sometimes we close our eyes, okay, to taste that better.
Correct.
That means when we close our eyes, so we can taste better. We can hear better, we can taste better. Also, in case of smell, when we smell, we also sometimes we close our eyes to smell better. Okay. Also, you see sometimes of touch, to feel the touch, we also close our eyes. So whenever we close our eyes, we can hear better, we can taste better, we can smell better, we can touch better, even we can see better. Okay, that's the message I want to give. That with your open eyes, whatever you can see, if you close your eyes, you can see much more. Okay, because I it's from my childhood itself. Okay, it means I have the habit of closing my eyes and thinking that where presently I am. Okay, whatever I am doing. Okay, so whatever the things I'm missing, whatever the things I have to do. Okay, and in case of coding also, when I published that library Drona, it was taking 3 seconds to execute question and give answer. Okay, I wanted to make it in a millisecond, but I was not able to solve that problem. And I just tried closing my eyes, walking, and just thinking about my code. Okay, entire code I was thinking. I can see the entire code at the time, and I found a way that how I can solve the problem. Okay, and that the technique every time I use. So closing the eyes is the main technique to see more. Okay, that is the that is the message I want to give. That if we close our eyes, with our open eyes, whatever we can see, if we close our eyes, we can see much more things.
All right. Amazing. This will be, I'm sure this will be very, very helpful for all our viewers. And for
Thank you.
even, this could something that I could apply to my life as well. So thank you for thank you for this. Yes. Sayed.
Yes, as I already said, Prabir is motivating all of us, inspiring all of us.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I have a power cut at my place, so I'll not be able to switch on my video if
No
that's okay.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
I'm sorry about that. But yeah, to address the question, if I would like to give any advice to the viewers, of course, it would be just love data science, man. Be interested in data science. Don't just focus on the buzzword. Don't just focus on the market. Don't just focus ki haan chalo achhi field. Of course achhi field hai. Of course it is a good field. It is a rewarding field. It is a promising field. But then you will also have to have a real interest in the field. Until and unless you have a real interest, it is really difficult to keep motivating yourself to go ahead to know more about the field. So all I would say is please develop an interest in the field. Please love the field. Please just want to do more. And as Prabir said, please think about it, but don't stress yourself out. Don't, pressurize yourself too much. Just be thinking. Work the hardest you possibly can. There are a lot of questions. There are a lot of, I would say, uh, opinions, pathways that you can take. I was just going through a few questions in the chat. Someone was asking DevOps or normal data scientist. There are a lot of pathways. There are a lot of opinions. You could ask an opinion from the most intelligent person in the world, but he would not be able to answer you the best because he does not know you. You know yourself the best. So what advice I would give you is, please just explore the field. Think, see what you like. And don't just go on my word. Don't just go on Kinjal's word. Don't just go on Prabir's word. Just because we are already data scientists, data analysts. Don't go on our word. We could give you a suggestion, but you yourself have to find out your way, know about the field, explore the field. Don't hold yourself back. Just go ahead and do it. Meet lecturers, go to events that have data science events. Go, join, of course, clubs, maybe data science clubs. Do something. There are a lot of online places where you can, join clubs and discuss data science topics. Go through it, work hard, and then you yourself will find your pathway. There's no there's no chance, or there's no need for you to take opinions from others, I would say. That is one of the most important advice I think I should have received when I was starting out my journey. And please don't focus on the terms. Data scientist ही बनना है, data analyst ही बनना है. मतलब, it's all the same. To an extent, it is the same. You learn the same things, just that the application is a bit different. Taking an example of my case, as a business data analyst, I almost do everything that a data analyst does, just that I apply it more to the business side of it. Just that I apply more to the business KPIs side of it. Just that I have more non-data science interactions as well. It is just that. It is just an extra item. Nothing goes lower. It just goes extra. As a data scientist, what would you have been doing? You would, of course, have non-data science interactions with other teams, explaining them your projects, explaining them how you work, how your project works. Everything is the same. So your base has to be the same. So you will still have to learn about data science, machine learning. Even if you are a data analyst, you will have to learn about machine learning, supervised, unsupervised, deep learning, at least the surface part of it. And then you will know ki, bhai, this is my strong tool. Visualization is my greatest strength. I want to go through that, then go as a data analyst, go through visualizations. If you think, nahi, I really stand out in deep learning, I really stand out in RN and ANN models, I really stand out in time series models, I really, as Prabir was mentioning, stock prediction models, we're really good in that, do that. There's also something new arising, which is a quant data scientist. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of that. It's a quant data scientist. There's a field called quant trading, where you use the concept of data science to predict price surges. So, which is a really new field. You could go into that as well if you really like what Prabir mentioned, stock prediction. There is a lot of scope, I would say. There's a lot to do. So don't stress yourself out by the enormous opportunities you have. Instead of that, please go through the first basic fundamental phase, and then you yourself will realize what you've got to do with yourself. So yeah, that is one basic advice I would give.
I'd like to add one sentence.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Yes.
What Adnan has told, that is really good. That don't think about the money. Okay. So the money will obviously come. Okay. So think about the skill. Okay. If you have the skill, now ChatGPT is there. Okay. So many tools will come. Okay. So try to be expert on using different AI tools to create some AI. Okay. So that's the thing. So that skill is the most important thing. Money is not the most important thing. Money will obviously will come. It's always a secondary thing. Okay.
That was a really good point, Prabir. And I always say, I think I've published this on my LinkedIn as well. AI won't replace you. AI will replace people who won't use AI. You get it?
Absolutely.
So you will have to learn how to use AI, because AIs are not tools that will take your job. These are tools that will help you make your job easier. These are tools
Correct.
that help you in your different various tasks. Matlab, I've heard people say ki if you think machine learning is only about dot fit and dot predict, then of course AI will replace you. But it is not just that. Machine learning is a lot more than that. Please, guys. Okay. So
Yes.
please keep that in mind.
Okay.
And also,
Yes,
people
Adnan.
say ki um, love your field, love your field. Of course I love data science. Of course, it's a very good field, but it can be how do I put it? Depressing as well. Okay. Please know that when you have like thousands of data, thousands of rows of data to clean, this is the ugly part of data science. You will have to put your hands into the dirty work, data cleaning, data visualization. You have to do it. There's no other way around it. It's not just that you give the machine to do things and it does it. It is not always like that. There is a struggle part of data science as well. Please embrace that. Only when you embrace that, you truly love the field. Only when you embrace its flaws, I would say, flaws or disadvantages, is when you truly love the field. Yeah, please don't get intimidated by data cleaning, data arranging, data visualization, things like that. Please don't get intimidated by that. And yeah, just keep doing it for the love of it, and maybe you will succeed at it. And I hope you succeed at it.
Yes, true that, true that. We would, love our viewers and all our students to exceed. And that's basically what we want, right? That is exactly what we want. Yes. Okay. Karan, are you there?
Yes, hi.
It was a lovely discussion with Prabir and Syed.
Yeah, I heard. There are some questions that have come up from the Q&A, right? So I don't want Prabir and Adnan to kind of, answer these. Okay, so cool. I think one recurring question was here, how has your interview experience been? And what do interviewers kind of look for in a candidate when they're looking for, let's say, a data scientist or a data analyst? So yeah, please do share like what you guys feel regarding the interview process currently.
Yes, correct. So, I think the foremost thing is that coding obviously is important. Okay. Along with that, case study. Case study is one of the most important thing in the interview. Okay. And creating some project. Okay. How you can create your storytelling. That's the skill is you must acquire in this journey. Okay. So how you are telling your story, because from our childhood itself, everybody loves to hear stories. So that's the thing. Okay. So in industry also, people love to hear story. So how you are creating your story is important. Okay. How you are presenting yourself is important. And I have heard one thing from one of uh, my mentor. It was important. That is, say in interview, you are telling that two plus. The interviewer is asking 2 plus 2. What is the answer? So you are answering in this way. So, okay, say if you answer in this way 4. So though your answer is correct, so will the interviewer select him? No, actually, he wants the confidence. Whatever you are telling, you should tell with confidence. If you tell wrong, that should also be with confidence. If you tell right, that should also be with confidence. Because anyway, if you tell wrong, he is not going to select you. If you tell the right thing without confidence, then he will miss the chance. So the confidence is important in the interview, and also you should enjoy the interview. Okay, the person you should always keep that in mind. You should not waste the time of the interviewer. Okay, so you should enjoy the interview, and you should make the interviewer enjoy the interview. That's the motto, and that should be the goal in the interview. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So answering, Kinjal, I think you're.
Kinjal, I think you are mute.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Yeah, yes, Syed, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So as Prabir already mentioned, that confidence is key in interviews, and it depends on the roles that you're interviewing for. As a data scientist, I would say as a fresher, the interviewers would want you to have core understanding, not just surface level understanding, more in-depth understanding of topics, where you know how machine learning, how different models work, how different biases work. And to an extent, they also expect you to have some sort of statistical knowledge, which is things like you at least you know about hypothesis testing, p-value, and things like that. You at least know the distributions, and you know how what an f-test is, things like that. At least to some extent, you've got to know it. And then if it is like really good position with a really good company, then you might have to have a bit more in-depth understanding of that as well. But machine learning should be your stronghold. If you're appearing as a data scientist, you will have to know pretty much all of the basics, and every follow-up question that can arise from those basic questions, you will have to know that. And please also, yeah, as Prabir said, confidence, you will have to answer everything confidently. Believe it or not, when I was interviewing as a uh, business analyst, my interviewer, who is the CEO, my interview was taken by the CEO of the company, who was also a business analyst when he was working. And now, I mean, he is an IITian, IIT. He studied from IIT Delhi, so he is quite brilliant. And all he asked me in the interview was, he never asked me questions like high-level questions on SQL or Python or machine learning. He asked me questions related to maths and statistics. Can you believe it? My friends informed me that these guys are not asking questions on machine learning, that they are just asking questions on mathematics and statistics. But I think, thankfully, because I have done my bachelor's in maths and physics, that helped me a lot to clear the interview. And also the knowledge that I received from Alma Better, the mathematical and statistical knowledge that they provide. Of course, they cover calculus and also statistical things like inferential statistics. So yeah, that helped me a lot. So yeah, I would say please do focus on the mathematics part as well. People try to shy away from that. I don't know why. Maybe because it's quite complex. It can get quite complex because there are a lot of differentials and mathematical concepts like minima and maxima involved. But these are things that you can learn. These are 10th grade mathematics skills. Of course, you might have not been in touch with it, but I would say please spend some time on that. Please hone your mathematical skills, because data science is all about statistics. It's all about numbers. It's all about outcomes. Because if you're a product based company, if you are in the market for money, of course every business is in the market for money. If you are doing something related to your customers, your business people, you will have statistics involved. You will have a lot of these things where you always don't run models. You run exploratory projects. You have a lot of things like that to do. So I would say, please, this is my major advice. Please focus on the mathematics part of it. Please know your models. Now people say, I know gradient descent, but how does gradient descent work mathematically? Do you know what even a gradient means? Do you know how it goes through the gradient? Please learn that. Just don't gradient descent, it finds the minima. Just don't do that. It minimizing the loss function. But what is the loss function? How do you define the loss function mathematically? These are the things. These are small, because अगर आप एक महीना, मतलब if you spend 1 month, if anyone spends 2 to 3 months just studying few concepts of data science, they will be able to clear basic questions. That is not what the interviewer looks for. He looks for your in-depth knowledge. He looks for skills which you can reproduce when you're working. So he looks for those basic understandings. Matlab, it is the same where you talk about AI. AI can't really translate businesses' problems. When the business stakeholders, when they come to you and give you the problem, AI can't really define it well and take it into machine learning projects. It is your job to do it. It is your job to understand the problem, define it in a mathematical way, define it in a way that a machine can solve, and then give it to the machine. It is not just कि it will be handed out to you as a machine learning project. आपने ये कर दिया, आपने code लिख दिया, नहीं होगा, बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. You will have to translate it. For that, you will need mathematics. So that is my key advice. Please improve that and improve all of your basic topics, because that is what interviews look for. They look for your confidence, they look for your analytical side, they look for your in-depth knowledge, and that is it. You do those and you'll clear it easily.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, there's a question particularly asked for you, that could you please explain how you utilize Kaggle?
Oh, Kaggle.
Yeah.
Kaggle is a gold mine for any aspirant. I will repeat it again. Please note it down. Kaggle is a gold mine for anyone who wants to get into data science. Dude, believe me or not, what I used to do is every day go to Kaggle, see different projects, see different notebook, even if it is a basic one. Okay? There are very basic notebooks as well for even complete beginners. When you just register yourself on Kaggle, go search up a topic, search up a notebook. For example, let's take something really basic. Let's go with EDA, exploratory data analysis. Just search the topic, you will get many notebooks. Take the highest rated, highest punched notebook, read through that notebook, read another notebook, two, three notes, because EDA is a very simple topic. It might not have that much content in a single notebook. It might be a single small project, but there are a lot of big projects as well. So you can spend your time on that. Kaggle is really good in that way. And also, what you can do is you can download the notebook that the authors or publishers have put on Kaggle. You can take that and then try experimenting, try doing it yourself, try different things. What I used to do is, as I said, every day, the topic that I study in the morning, I used to cover two videos, that is two sections. In out of those two videos or two sections, whichever piqued my interest more, I used to take that topic, go to Kaggle, type it in. There would come many such notebooks that had these topics. Go through them. You could also, there are two different types of notebooks when I talk about notebooks at Kaggle. One type of notebook is a learning based, just trying to teach you things. One is they are trying to work on a project using which you can also work on it. So please do both. Learning to a point is good. Then you will have to implement it, right? So what I used to do is Saturday, Sundays, I used to implement it. Saturday, Sundays, I used to take implementation notebooks. Through the week, I used to take learning notebooks. And that used to be the thing. And also there's this YouTuber called Abhishek. I'm not sure of his full name. He was India's first Kaggle Grandmaster. Please follow him. He has amazing content. And what he does is he teaches you from the basics. If you go through his recent videos, it'll be quite complex for you guys. But then if you have some knowledge of it, or at least search his earlier videos, which are like 30 for 30 machine learning days, things like that. And then after 32, maybe when you spend around 60 days at Kaggle, then you can also take part in competitions, which is a really good way to hone your skills, to meet different people who are working on the same project as you. So yeah, that is how I utilized my time, and that is how you could do, to whoever asked that question. And I'm really glad that you asked that question. That means that you are really paying attention to my speech.
Somebody's asking for the YouTube channel, if you have mentioned.
Just give me a second. Uh, Please continue with a different question. I'll search that up and let you go.
All right. Okay. One more question that I had was that how do you get the data sets for practice?
Kaggle. Kaggle is a gold mine.
Okay.
There are a lot of data sets. People, I have also, one more website, I'm not sure of the name. It was recommended to me by one of the coaches at Alma Better. You can get data sets there as well. But I'm not sure of the name. Maybe I'll let you know about that. But Kaggle is more than enough, I would say. There are a lot of data sets available for public data sets that you can work on. A lot, like really a lot.
All right.
Just one point here in terms of public data sets that Syed is talking about. I think all the governments also have their own website. Like you can go to data.gov for USA, and Indian government
Exactly.
also has some data sets that they're releasing. Like ISRO releases some data sets. So like there are many interesting data sets and problems to work on.
To put it in perspective, भैया बहुत सारा data है, बस काम करना
Yes,
है.
absolutely. absolutely.
There's
Yes.
unlimited data. Talking about the YouTuber, it is Abhishek Thakur. He has 86,000 subscribers, which is quite low for how good his content is. But yeah, he's a real great guy. Believe it or not, he's the first Indian Kaggle grandmaster. So that shows you the levels, right? And his recent videos on Llama version 2, and it's quite great. But don't get intimidated by those. Search one of his previous earliest videos and then go from there. Go from the base, which is what will help you. If you are skilled enough, if you believe that I'm ready to deal with things like Llama or things like that, then you can go those as well. Kaggle's 30 Days of ML. This is a series put by Abhishek Thakur, which you can use to. I used these kind of things parallelly with Alma Better, which helped me a lot, I would say. It puts you into a lot of, it gives you a lot of perspectives to look at. When you're looking at all the teachers at Alma Better are really experienced, high skilled. So एक तो उनसे आप directly बात कर सकते हो, and then you get things like these here. If you have any doubts here, you go ask them. They'll be in a better position to explain to you. If you just go and put it in YouTube, you will get videos, but in-depth explanation, more of a professional touch to it is added by Alma Better teachers. So यहाँ से देखो आप वहाँ भी दोनों तरफ करो, you will really be able to do it easily.
Perfect. Great. Okay, Karan.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Give me a second. I'm sorry.
It was lovely speaking with you. It was really insightful, Prabir and Syed. I am really inspired, and I'm sure our viewers must be too.
Happy to know that, Kinjal. It was real great time speaking here. Love speaking about Alma Better always gives me the excitement. Yeah, and also if any of you participants really want advice, you can ping us up. I think Prabir would also be open to it. Ping us up on LinkedIn, ask us questions. We are here to answer your questions. Ping the Alma Better team, they are here to answer your questions. They're really well informed. They will answer your questions. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Okay, as a data scientist, that's one of the skills you have to have. Please ask more and more questions.
That one point I would like to input here. That is,
Yes.
asking question is the most important skill. Okay, because getting answer is not a tough thing nowadays. You will get the answer in so many places. You have we have Alma Better, you have Google, you have ChatGPT. So many things are there to get the answer. But how you are generating your question, how structured in asking question, it is important. If you can generate question, then obviously you will make your life good. So asking question is obviously good and always the most important skill of human being.
Perfect.
Right. I think this also ties up with Adnan's statement कि यार data बहुत है, चाहिए
बस काम करना
क्या?
है.
Yes.
Got it. Cool guys. Anything else from your end as like a closing statement kind of a thing? I just wanted to talk a little bit about the offerings after that. So yeah.
Yes, one thing I would like to tell, that is we always need to create some of our own project. Okay, apart from taking data from Google or Kaggle or anywhere. Okay, so think about some problem you are facing in your life or in your society. Okay, whatever the problem you see, you just think about the problem and think about that how you can solve the problem. Okay, data is the solution, and you need to work with that solution. But think about first the problem, because you will get problem statements to solve small problems for the practice. But from the beginning, if you start trying solve the real life problem, then it will become a habit. Okay, and finally, I believe one day you will be able to solve a big problem, because solving big problem is the main skill. Okay. Yes, yes, correct.
Yep. As a closing statement, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, 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 Adnan, yeah.
Okay. So first of all, as a closing statement, I would like to apologize to you guys because my video was not available for the latter part of the session. But yeah, moving on from that, I would say, as Prabir said, solving problems, solving projects is one of the key things that you can do as a data science aspirant. I have heard of a story where two individuals in, I think, New York, what they did was they learned data science, and then they tried to implement it to a supermarket by using image recognition. It tells you, they created a system which tells you whichever row needs filling. For example, if you have kept groceries in a row and those groceries are out, if they have been taken by the customers, you need refilling. This model tells you when to do that exactly by image recognition. So think about problems like these that you can solve, right? Try to be unique. Everyone does that Titanic data set, those iris image recognition thing model. Sab karte hain bhaiya. Why would the interviewer pick you out of others? I would say do something different. Only when you do something different is when you will achieve greater heights. वरना same ही मिलेगा, average ही मिलेगा आपको भी. When you want to have something more than average, when you want to have something different, when you want to have something great, please do something great. It is all Newton's law. तुम जैसा करोगे वैसा मिलेगा. तुम equal and opposite reaction. So please do that, right? So that would be the best advice I could give you guys. Do something unique. Try to do, at least try to do something unique. You will land up doing something unique. Like, think about petty things that you can solve, which might make a big difference. Who would have thought that filling up groceries would give a job? And those guys got a job in that supermarket as data scientists, as high paid data scientists. That was a real great story that I heard. So you can think about petty things, and you can really do a lot of projects in such ways. Thinking about petty things and thinking about, the main thing is you have to think. Jitna tum sochoge, tum karoge, right? So, yep. And please don't be discouraged by anything that happens. Sometimes your projects won't work. Sometimes your code won't work. Sometimes it will take you 2 days to figure out a single bug. So please don't be discouraged by that. You have many people that are going through the same phase as you. You have many people who are facing the same struggles as you. It's all about persistence. It's all about who will face those struggles and come out as a good or great data scientist. So yeah, that would be my closing advice, closing statement. I hope all of you are inspired at least a bit. If someone is inspired really to a great extent, that is really good. But I hope everyone is inspired to an extent, and you guys take it serious and do something really great in data science. That is my closing expectation, if I would say, from the participants. So please don't let me down, guys.
Thanks, Adnan. Well put. Just one thing, I think iris data set is like the alphabet. वो सबको करना ही होता है.
करना ही होता है. Yes. But please, even if you do it, don't put it on your CV. I noticed this a lot. भैया करके डाल देते हैं. मतलब that is a turn off, I would say, for interviewers. Iris data set देखते ही he's a basic guy. He's a basic guy. It is built into the system. If you have the iris data set on your CV, वैसे ही सोचेंगे नहीं, this is no. And also what Alphabet also does for you is they put time into your CV, in your resume. So I'm sure कि उन्होंने हम किसी को, believe it or not, we had like around 50 students. They didn't let any of us put iris data sets. They made us do extra projects. So yeah, that is one thing I would say.
Nice. Great. Thanks, Prabir. Thanks, Syed, for joining in today. I I'm sure it was pretty helpful to all the participants to understand, how has your journey been, and what your experience has been, and where where you guys are now. So yeah, so I think I just wanted to talk a little bit about the program and the offerings that we have in terms of data science. So yeah, let me just share my screen for a bit. Cool. I think my screen is visible, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thanks, Ilis. Okay, cool. Yeah. So if I talk about Alma Better, right? So one thing that I think all of us believe, and one thing which I think both Syed and Prabir would also agree is basically we kind of are a community first learning platform wherein we kind of, apart from developing your individual skills, we also would want to uh, enhance how you interact over a larger group or how you interact in a community. So to kind of foster that community level of engagement, we've also curated our curriculum in a way wherein you get to study in groups, you get to do projects in teams, and from, let's say, the first day itself, you'll have a champion or a mentor associated with you, whom you can reach out to in terms of, let's say, guidance, in terms of networking or technical uh, proficiency and all those things. So we kind of try to provide a collaborative environment rather than you working in silos, because when you start working in a corporate environment, you have to interact with like a ton of people, like, okay, not a ton of people depending on the role, but with multiple people, so that you're able to get your work efficiently done, because yeah, nobody's like a one man army and they can do everything, right? So why Alma Better? Okay, so we kind of keep modifying our curriculum as per the latest, advancements in the field. Let's say, ki if you must have attended, if you would have attended, one of our sessions, let's say 6 months ago, I'm sure the curriculum that was there is slightly different from what it is right now. So one major change that I can definitely talk about is the introduction of generative AI into the curriculum, right? So now each module, if you study, right, so there is like the traditional slash non-traditional way of teaching a topic, right? So after that, once that is done, what we have also incorporated into the curriculum is here, how do you understand this particular topic, or how do you work with this topic while using generative AI? So let's say here, if you want to understand ki how do you do, let's say, ED on one particular data set, so we'll cover all the things on what EDA is, what are you doing there, and how do you do that. And apart from that, at the end, we'll also be covering here what are the prompts that you can give to ChatGPT so that you can get that done. Because going ahead, uh, generative AIs, or basically AI, is going to be a very big part of your corporate life also. So you need not be scared of कि यार AI job ले लेगा. You need to basically utilize it in a way कि यार it supplements whatever you're doing. Apart from that, we have, let's say, a weekly schedule of live sessions, which will basically, each live session corresponds to, let's say, one particular topic throughout the curriculum. And once you are enrolled, you'll have like a lifetime access to the recorded lectures. They're like a ton of capstone projects, which you'll be able to also showcase on your resume at the end. Here, I've built this. This is what I've analyzed. This is what my findings have been. Apart from that, to practice your day-to-day, coding part of it, or understanding the mathematics part of it, that like a a ton of coding problems and assessments. I'll walk you through them in a bit. When I give you the dashboard walkthrough here. One more thing that we have introduced is the live doubt resolution. So every day between, let's say, 11:30 to 8:30, one of like a few of our team members would be available for a live doubt resolution, wherein you can go and get your doubts in terms of any technical issues that you're facing, or operational any challenges, or even conceptual level doubts you have. So you can just directly go there, get it solved in 10 minutes, and progress with whatever you have been doing. So you don't need to wait for like a 24-hour tat ki yaar main ticket raise karunga, and then somebody will reply to the ticket and all those things. So yeah, between the, let's say, 11 to 8 wala time, you can just join the live session and get your doubts solved ASAP. Yeah. Alma Better also focuses a lot on, let's say, the placement part of it, right? So apart from the technical, if let's say, adequateness of each candidate, right? See, being technically proficient in something is one part of getting the job. The second part of job is the soft skills part of it, which is also something that we focus on, let's say, from the get-go. So when you start with the curriculum, you will be also assigned some business communication sessions. You'll also be assigned some, portfolio sessions, resume guidance sessions, with mentorship sessions. All of those wherein we basically would want to develop you holistically as a job ready candidate, right? कि यार तुम बस जाओ और तुम्हारे इंटरव्यू में like people understand कि यार ठीक है, इसको बोलना आता है, इसको प्रेजेंट करना आता है, the person is good with numbers. So more or less you are basically covering all the facets of a data scientist. So if you're good at all of them, then you are job ready. And yeah, obviously job guarantee with our network of partners. So we have about 500 plus partners currently, and I'm sure you can look at the success stories on LinkedIn, on our Discord communities, and also on our website. Yeah, so in terms of learning activities, if I say so, I'll divide it into, let's say, 3 parts. So technical skills ke hisab se if I look at it, so it's live lectures, it's lab experiments, projects, and group discussions that we go through. For industry exposure, we have one-on-one mentorship. We do organize guest lectures, workshops, master classes, and we also have community, events wherein we probably send out, let's say a challenge to all our learner community, and then basis that you get some prizes, cash rewards, and everything. AlmaX, I think till now you guys must have understood AlmaX is basically equivalent to the career track here. So AlmaX, if I talk about it, we have capstone projects which basically allow you to showcase whatever you have learned throughout the whole journey of 6 to 8 months. And also we have competency challenges, which will basically be like a graded kind of a thing where we track your progress throughout the journey. You can just look at the number of the companies that we have. Again, details can be found on the website here. Right. So if I talk about the average salary distribution here, see, majority of the people land in the 8 to 9 LPA bucket, which is way above the market average that currently is. So if I look at the market average, so people kind of land into a bracket of 4 to 5 LPA, right? So apart from so if I look at most of the people are in the bracket of 5 to 10, like all of the people are in the bracket 5 to 10 LPA. Yeah, we have if I talk about the mentors whom you will be interacting with, so they come from very good companies like Microsoft, Swiggy, Google, Abinbev, IBM, Dream 11, Geo, and everything. So you also get that industry flavor or that industry exposure ki yaar kya chal raha hai actually abhi industry mein if I look at data science. So these are some of the success stories. I'm sure you can look at it on the website here. And we have 2 success stories today with us. So yeah, let me just give you a walkthrough of the student dashboard. Cool. I hope everybody can see my screen. So this is basically your dashboard that you'll be interacting with on a daily basis. So here you can see you can track your performance as in reference to your cohort's performance. This is basically your refer and earn, wherein you can basically get cash rewards in for each friend that you refer to the system. This is the community. I'll present the community wala bit in a while. These are the notifications wherein you can do this. Again, if I come back to the home part of it, learn is basically, this is the whole curriculum that is there. Yahan se directly you also get the community updates here, whoever has finished what, how are people performing. There are like free courses. So currently, whoever is the audience, I would urge you to kind of go through the free courses, get a flavor of how the platform works and what are the off, what is the content like, and then you can kind of move on to the actual program here. Practice tab is what I was talking about. There are like a ton of coding problems and assessments, and these are the projects where you are able to uh, kind of give explore basically in terms of care whatever you have learned. There are projects based on, let's say, machine learning, EDA, and everything. So whatever you want to practice, you can pick up that project and finish that up and put that on your resume. This is the career track I was talking about. So moving into Alma X, these are some of the things that we kind of provide here. Before you move into the career track, there is an eligibility test you kind of need to take. The eligibility criteria and everything would be communicated, whenever you talk to the team there. Yeah, so moving on to the community, since I mentioned we are like a community-led organization here. So community level pay, there are like a ton of things wherein we kind of talk about, what are some of the recent developments in the domain, wherein we talk about what are the events that are happening. There are like cohort level groups wherein you can talk about any doubts that you have. You can interact with your peers from the cohort and everything. So this is something that is also a part of the offering that you'll be getting, when you'll join the program here. Cool. So just yeah, so just closing it off here, in terms of the offerings, I would suggest you kind of go to the website once, and I'll also ask the team to connect with you guys once. And but yeah, you can go to the website and request a call back on whatever offering that you kind of are interested in. So currently, in terms of data science, there are two offerings. One is bootcamp and one is master's. So depending on your eligibility and your interest, you can get more details on each of those. Just one thing in terms of the whoever was present here. This is the coupon code that you can use to directly avail like a 15% discount on the enrollment. So, yeah, please do go ahead and explore. Q&A, I think we've all taken, and yeah, thank you all. I think that was it from my end. Also, anything from you guys, Kejal, Syed, Prabir?
Nothing from my Karan, but it was a very insightful session. It was lovely, actually. Really enjoyed it.
Of course, it was very lovely. It reminded me of my days at Alumni. It amazed some thoughts. That was great.
Yes, from my side also, good. Okay. So, all the best for the candidates. Okay.
Got it. Thanks a lot, guys. It was a great session. It was really fun having you guys here.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
yeah. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll close it off here. Cool.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you, Karan and Kinjal, for hosting us. Thank you, Prabir, for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll
I
see
hope to
you.
meet you guys soon.
See you. Yeah,
So,
yeah. Sure, sure.
See you
bye.
guys. Bye.
Have a good day, everyone. Have a great learning to the participants. Bye.
Bye, guys.